What is up, everybody? I am excited to be talking about BKFC 19, VanZant versus Ostovich 2. We're going to be talking about some of the key fights on the card, the fights that obviously you can bet on, and one of them, which is a celebrity fight with a lot of name value to it. Should be a good time. Make sure you guys smash that like button. BKFC, I don't know how many of you guys are interested in it, but we're covering it today. I'm looking forward to breaking it down. So smash that like button, support the channel. We got the whole card, which we will be breaking down, or I guess the whole bettable card, which we'll be breaking down. Should be a pretty fun event. It's actually in Tampa, so I will be at that event as well. So definitely looking forward to that one. But let's get into some of the fights on this card. I'm not going to start it with the main event. I'm going to start it with the first of the bettable fights on the card. It is Geane Herrera versus Abdiel Velazquez. Funny enough, I have met Geane Herrera through the boxing scene around Tampa. He's an MMA fighter. He was in one of the boxing gyms. This is years ago. This is before he made his UFC debut, actually. Abdiel Velazquez, local guy as well. All these guys live around my area, so I do have mutual people through the martial arts community that I do know connected to these guys. On one side, Velazquez, not a great mixed martial artist as a pro, is 9-7, but in BKFC, I mean, has a fair amount of experience, though not the greatest of results. Stylistically, I'd call him a sporadic striker. One edge to him is definitely he fights out of that southpaw stance. Kind of low volume, though. Tends to throw like one punch at a time, which could be a problem against a guy like Geane Herrera, who's very athletic. Granted, he has fought top guys in bare knuckle, and he's been very active. You look at the side of Geane Herrera, former UFC fighter at one point, inactivity has really slowed his career. He made his debut in 2015, and then got cut from the UFC in 2016, had one fight since then. That was in 2018. Now doing this bare knuckle stuff, it's local, so I guess it makes sense for him to do it. A big opportunity against a guy in Abdiel Velazquez who does have some matchups in the BKFC, coming off a loss, that last one to Reginald Barnett Jr., also lost to that win. A couple wins, though. I mean, you can't totally hate on the guy. He's got a 50-50 record in bare-knuckle boxing. He's been in there with the top end of guys in the BKFC. And I feel like this matchup here, still, though, I have to say goes towards Geane Herrera. Even though bare knuckle advantage on the side of Abdiel, the better mixed martial artist is definitely Geane Herrera. He's fought at high levels of combat. He's a pretty athletic striker, does have a bit of pop, especially in that overhand punch. The lack of activity worries me a bit, but he does look in very good shape. I watched the weigh-ins. I am going to ride Geane Herrera to win this fight. I do think it goes the full 5 rounds. Decision win for Geane Herrera. Should be a pretty fun matchup for him to make a name for himself in this bare-knuckle organization. I don't know how far he could take it. Unfortunate washout of the UFC, but I don't think he's a bad fighter. And he's a kid with a lot of potential tools. So I'm excited to see how he looks when the fight actually begins. I'll take him to win this fight, and I do think he's going to get it done by a decision over Abdiel. Now, betting-wise, odds. -140 favorite is Geane Herrera. Abdiel Velazquez, the +110 dog. I like the very slight favorite, Geane Herrera. I don't think he's a terrible bet either. The only thing that does make me worried is inactivity. But with 2-minute rounds, 5 rounds, that's 10 minutes of action. His stamina should hold up just fine. I'll take him to win the fight. Now, the next fight that we will be covering in depth for this card, moving on up, it's Arnold Adams versus Mick Terrill. Now, there's no image for Mick Terrill here, but don't think he's a no-name fighter. Professional boxer, 4-0. But not only has he boxed at the professional level and is unbeaten there, he actually is a BKB, the bare knuckle boxing world champion. Now, different style of bare knuckle. There's not the clinch game the same as you see in the BKFC, but still has a lot of experience fighting without gloves. And his stand-up game, that being on the side of Mick Terrill, is actually pretty impressive to watch. Pretty fast for a heavyweight guy, 6'2". He's very light on his feet. Solid jab, which he'll use to set up a pretty mean straight cross, which I think could hurt Arnold Adams. On the other side, I mean, Arnold Adams is known for being the slick guy in BKFC. Pretty fast with his hands, though I don't think he's as fast as Terrill here. Pretty stiff body jab he'll use. I do worry that he'll be countered over the top by Mick Terrill in this fight. The hands can be low, as can Terrill's, but Terrill with a clear-cut speed advantage, I feel here. Adams does have some power in the hands, but he's never fought the level of bare knuckle fighter that Mick Terrill is. If you look at the betting lines, Mick Terrill, minus 200 favorite to the plus 160 dog Arnold Adams. Adams was the champion in BKFC, but that shows the value of those BKB fighters. This man is no joke with his fist, and especially being a guy that's pretty much specifically stand-up bare-knuckle fighting. You gotta like Mick Terrill here in this fight. We'll bring up his face here so we can give him some love. Fighting out of the UK, those guys are known for bare-knuckle boxing. I think he'll get the knockout of Arnold Adams here in the third round. I think he's gonna put down Arnold Adams, make a real staple, and earn himself a huge win in this heavyweight division. I really feel like we could be looking at Michael Terrill towards the top end of the weight class, maybe even challenging for the belt sometime this year or next year. I mean, if he wins against Adams, being the former BKB champion, we'll see how the hype is. I think he could find a way into a really big fight, potentially against their champion. So I would like to see it. I'll go Terrill to win this fight by KO round number 3. Let's keep on moving up this card. Co-main event of the evening. Or I guess technically, I don't know if this will be the co-main event. We're still going to talk about the Blueface fight, so we got a couple fights to go. We'll treat that as the co-main event because it's on the poster, but I don't know the exact bout order. I guess I'll find out when I'm actually at the event. Britain Hart, Geane Clausius. Now, on the side of Geane Clausius, pretty unknown girl. I mean, Britain Hart was unknown until she made her name by beating Paige VanZant. Clausius is a southpaw who has a really aggressive style. I mean, the girl comes out fast, chaotic, wild, brings her chin and head downward a bit, which I think will open her up for a bit of strikes here. I don't like being over-aggressive. The wild overhand she throws sometimes can be a bit of arm punches. You know, her last fight in her debut, her opponent was forced to stop due to cuts. She's 5 feet tall. Her opponent's 5'7". You look at them face off at the weigh-in, serious height difference between the two. They got into it. It was intense. All these BKFC fights, like Abdiel Velazquez almost got into a fight with Geane Herrera too. Like, it's intensity with these bare knuckle fights like you won't see, and I'm really excited to see that BKFC intensity in person. That's gonna be sweet. On one side though, Britain Hart, we got to talk about her. Went out there and beat Paige VanZant, and she did it convincingly. Orthodox girl, pro boxing experience, very wide stance, and definitely fights patiently. She has boxing experience as a professional. That definitely shows. She uses her jab fairly well. Range advantage here is going to be huge. She's a savage when she's inside. I don't think there's much of a chance for Geane Clausius here. It's just how many rounds can Geane go without being stopped. She's a pretty tough girl. I'll expect her to go at least 4. I'll predict 4th round knockout win for Britain Hart in this matchup over Geane Clausius. Betting-wise, you're going to be looking at minus 265 favorite for Britain Hart. Geane Clausius plus 205 dog. Odds-wise, they're closer, more towards MMA, but matchup-wise, there's definitely clear-cut supposed victors in each of these matchups, I feel, at least the ones that we're covering here. But let's get on to the next fight. No odds for it, at least not where I can find, but it's Blueface taking on Kane. Okay, this is not high-level fighting at the least. This is pure spectacle combat. But I'm not saying I hate it. Blueface has been training pretty hard. I'll be honest, I watched his open workout. The guy looked pretty sharp, and I watched footage of him prior to his training camp, and he looked like trash. Like, he's definitely gotten better. He's definitely been working a lot. Known as a guy that fights on the streets, but I don't think that really will carry over all too much. But I guess it is bare knuckles, so if he's used to throwing some hands, could be a factor. On the other side, Kane Trujillo, serious level difference. He's training at a Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym to learn how to box. I watched him do some training. He looks horrendous. His boxing is awful. He has no pop in the hands. The guy literally is stiff as a board, square as hell. Blueface is going to dominate this fight. I don't think it's going to be any bit close. I don't think there's much power on the side of Kane. I feel bad that he's matched up against Blueface here because he's going to get whitewashed. I don't think it's close. I'll predict 2nd round KO for Blueface. I think he's probably going to overwhelm Kane with punches, beat him up. I think Kane's a tough enough kid to go around here. I think in the 2nd round, it might be over. His face might be busted up. We'll ride Blueface. Clearly makes leaps and bounds in training. Really taking this fight fairly serious, it seems. On this side, I mean, Kane Trujillo's learning how to throw punches. Even though Blueface, I'm not saying is a proficient boxer by any means, he clearly has the better punching ability naturally. He's the bigger kid, the more athletic kid, the better shaped kid than Kane. I'm going with the rapper. Blueface wins by knockout in the 2nd round. He's not going to lose to Kane, the TikToker, in this matchup. I think that would be extremely unlikely. As I said, no real odds on this fight, so we'll just take it as it comes, I guess we'll just enjoy it for the spectacle. But if there were odds, Blueface will definitely be a pretty big favorite. Just out of curiosity, I'll double check if there's any odds, but I don't believe there's any odds for this fight. Yeah, I'm not seeing them. No odds. And it's the day before the fight, so I doubt there will be any. But let's talk about this fight. It is our main event of the evening. If you guys have not smashed that like button yet, make sure you do. Smash the hell out of it. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. BKFC, let me know what you guys think of this BKFC content. Like, I am not opposed to covering BKFC more often, but I just really didn't know how the fan base will be. But if you guys are interested in it, I'll be covering it. We got to talk about it, though. It's the main event of the evening. I'm actually really pumped. On one side, Paige VanZant, beautiful woman. Rachael Ostovich, beautiful woman, right? Battle of beauty, but you go there to see a fist fight, not to see beautiful girls. You know, you can go to a club for those type of things if that's all you're looking for. I actually think we'll get some beautiful violence in this fight here. Straight stand-up, which is always fun. Paige VanZant didn't have her way with Hart losing, but Hart had pro boxing experience, and Paige didn't look awful. Habit of going for that single collar clinch, it kind of nullifies the offense a bit, though I don't think that will be the end of the world here against Ostovich, who's definitely going to be way less sophisticated of a striker than Paige VanZant's previous opponent, Hart. I'm thinking that it's going to be the the Paige VanZant show potentially here with Ostovich kind of at a learning curve, similar to what we saw from Paige VanZant. I kind of see this fight going similar to how hers went with Hart. I think that Paige is going to put the pace on her, land better combination punches. She does like over-enter the range a lot, but I really feel like she's been dialed into this bare knuckle stuff for a while, so I do expect improvements. On the other side, Ostovich has always been a pretty stiff striker, a decent overhand punch. That's really all she brings to the table. They fought before. Ostovich had some moments striking, but this is bare knuckle. It's not the same as MMA striking. It is pure hands and clinch. I really feel like Paige VanZant having just that one fight that's going to be a factor as far as the experience goes. Ostovich, not the fastest of girls either, not the best footwork. Hands are really close to her face. Doesn't have a style that I see being all that successful in this bare knuckle organization. She'll probably get more fights here even with a loss to Paige VanZant. I will ride VanZant to win this fight by a decision. I was looking for any way to pick Ostovich, but looking at tape of her striking, I am just simply not all that impressed. Granted, not extremely impressed by Paige VanZant either, but I see Paige VanZant winning this matchup. So we'll ride VanZant decision win. She's a huge favorite. Minus 600 at the worst, which I would not bet that. Minus 250 potential play to the plus 300 dog. I don't know. Maybe you bet her up. Maybe you skip it. If you're a wild man and want to play some parlays here, I think you could potentially parlay up Mick, Terrill, and Hart. Also, if you wanted to go wild and add in VanZant to have some excitement in that main event, you could do that as well. The Geane Herrera Abdiel Velazquez fight, the thing that worries me betting that fight would simply be the lack of activity by Geane. But he really is like a vastly superior mixed martial artist. So I don't know. I think we're going to see some interesting fights. I'm excited. I'm going to be at this event up close. Like, this is going to be crazy. I got media passes. We'll be covering the event. I'll definitely do some type of video for the channel about it. I'll try to get some pictures. No video allowed inside of the arena. So it's going to be purely pictures there. But, man, I'm going to watch the show. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this BKFC prediction video. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you haven't yet. I want at least 40 likes on this video. I think the BKFC has at least 40 crossover fans. So smash that like button. If we can do more, that'd be awesome. Let me know in the comments what you think of this BKFC content. And I will be chatting it up with you guys for a few moments in the live chat if you are tuned in live. Let's see. Paige will dominate Rachael. I think Paige will as well. Blueface on the card. You gotta cry. Why are you crying, man? BKF action is pretty nice. All the recent cards have loads of finishes. Yeah, honestly, it's gonna be crazy to watch in person. I saw the Toe the Line event in person, and that was chaotic. Blueface easy lock. I agree. Abdiel slapped him at the weigh-ins. Yeah, but he did. Geane started it though because he grabbed that mask off of him. AJ put in the work and real, my guy. We appreciate it a ton. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Shout out to you, Mitchell. Blueface fighting kills me. Yeah, but Blueface definitely does have the athleticism edge, and he can throw some hands. We're right in Blueface. BKFC has good dogs, it's easy to crack, but this card is so whack. It's an interesting card, man. You cash it 2 dogs, BKFC 18. If I had odds for the whole event, there'd definitely be some possible dog upsets here. I just feel like the fights that are listed for betting-wise, not going to be that wild, like not going to be that like dog heavy personally. AJ streamed the event, boys. Bro, they literally told me if you record any type of videography for this event, you will be banned for life from any BKFC event. I'm not looking to get banned from BKFC, man. So there'll be no video streaming, unfortunately. Yeah, bro, the media pass, we're moving on up, man. This is a huge event. This is premier bare knuckle fighting. So I am really excited to be there and get to watch the show. I'll definitely let you guys know how it is. Maybe I'll throw up some work on the IG. Let us know how the event goes. Yeah, I'll let you guys know what I think of the event in person. Love your work. BKFC sucks, though. Hey, man, I like the bare knuckle. It'll be fun to watch. In person, it is a different experience. I get to watch it in person. So my excitement is on that, man. You get to be up close. And it's always good, to see the channel paying off to more than just, being on YouTube, but actually like real life events I get to go to and enjoy the show in person, take some notes, get a little action out. I'll definitely post some updates on IG of who's winning the fights and whatnot. Should be fun. I'm honestly really pumped for it. The BKFC in Tampa couldn't have been better for me. I'm glad I got to break it down. It's unfortunate that we don't have like a crazy stacked card with guys like Hector Lombard, or whoever else, some savages out there. I mean, we got more entertainment value, like not necessarily even entertainment value, like celeb entertainment. I'm a degenerate, so I'm always looking to gamble. Be careful gambling the BKFC, but I think my picks are solid, man. Big up Tampa Bay. Yeah, bro, Tampa Bay for the dubs, bro. We're killing it out here. And it's definitely going to be fun to have the BKFC there, man. I'm excited. Should be a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown for the BKFC main fights. Smash that like button, as I said, guys. Keep that algorithm pumping. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in. I will be dropping that weigh-in recap for the UFC tomorrow. You guys know we'll have a fight companion on Saturday for the UFC, so there is a lot of content coming this week. This was a little extra edition content. We had some time, and I had to break down this BKFC event for all you guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank everybody for tuning in live. Thank everybody tuning in on replay. Smash those likes. Let's get this video to at least 40 likes, guys. You guys are fantastic. Subscribe if you're new here. Let me know what you think about the BKFC and the BKFC picks, and I will see you all in the next video, guys. Have a great night, everybody.